Michelle Bachmann, one-time Tea Party presidential candidate, is calling it quits. The Minnesota Congresswoman announcing overnight she will not run for a fifth term in Congress. It's kind of surprising since Bachmann became the face of big government rage. In fact, Newsweek tagged her the Queen of Rage in 2008. And for a time, Bachmann became not only a political star, but the butt of 1,000 jokes.
Oh, the butt of 1,000 jokes. Maybe that could be on her tombstone one day if CNN has their way. The butt of 1,000 jokes. Joining us now to talk about Michelle Bachmann's departure from, well, not yet, from the political scene, at least the congressional scene, and more is Doug Schoen, our friend, Democratic strategist, Newsmax contributor. Hey, Doug, how are you?
Steve, I'm well. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, as always. Okay, so were you shocked by this? Are you surprised by this?
Surprised, not shocked. She's had tough elections. She's been a lightning rod for controversy. She's under investigation. It's not a bad decision.
What is it about her that causes, people like Chris Matthews to call her crazy? Look at her eyes, they say. Everything she says, every time she opens her mouth. Certainly, there's equal opportunity, lunacy, if you want to call it that, on the left from Nancy Pelosi and others, although I don't think Michelle Bachmann's loony at all. I think she's one of the brightest people I've ever heard speak. What is their obsession with her?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask them. But, she's made some controversial statements, and she's made some misstatements, Steve. And in the world we live in, if you're a polarizing figure and you make mistakes, the opposition jumps on you.
Yeah, I guess, although Barack Obama yesterday talked about Monroe, Oklahoma, as the site of the tornado, and nobody said boo. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, let's move on to Eric Holder. And the talk of perjury. Of course, Eric Holder testified before the Congress, and I could play the bite, but basically, and I know it matters exactly what he said, but basically he said that, going after journalists and that kind of thing, it's not anything he ever was aware of or talked about or had anything to do with. And then it turns out that James Rosen, Fox News, was named a co-conspirator, took a subpoena, and he signed the subpoena. So is this problematic for Holder and Obama?
At the very least, there are questions about the credibility and professionalism, if you will, of the Attorney General. I think it is an open question in my own mind as to whether he made a deliberate misstatement. I think it is very clear in my mind that his ability to be a neutral law enforcement officer has been compromised by these 2 or 3 scandals.
Do you believe he should therefore resign?
Well, I'm not quite sure there, but let's just say a month ago I would have said he serves at the pleasure of the president. Now I'd say he serves at the pleasure of the president, and the president may want to rethink that service.
Okay, I'll ask one more time because I'm a good reporter. Would you urge Obama to rethink it and possibly replace him?
I would certainly urge him to have those conversations. He might reach a different conclusion than I might reach, or certainly you would reach, but I think it's a question that has been joined and engaged.
And is it only on this issue? I mean, well, let's move off to the next scandal, actually, and let's talk about, if we can, the IRS. Of course, Lois Lerner is going to be recalled. There's a lot of legal expertise that believes she did relinquish her right to take the fifth when she gave her opening statement and claimed she did nothing wrong. But we're learning so much more. We're learning about the fact that now it goes higher up. There are top-level Washington IRS officials who signed requests to find out about conservative groups, not just people in Cincinnati, as we were told. What do you think the outcome of this IRS scandal will be? And do you still believe, or do you believe, I don't know if you ever believed or you do or don't, that the president, knew nothing about the whole investigation until that report was issued and everyone in the media reported on it, and that's how he found out? Is that even possible?
I've got a simple answer to your questions. All good questions, Steve. We need a special prosecutor. We need a special prosecutor to find out who did what, when, who knew what, when, and to make appropriate judgments under the circumstance. I don't think the Justice Department, for the reasons we've been talking about, is in a position to do an independent investigation.
But it would be fun. Eric Holder could investigate Eric Holder. He could sit across his own desk and run back and forth. I did that on this show, pretending to be both men. And, then he could accuse him of being arrogant and improper behavior the way he did Congressman Issa. I think it would be a kick.
Well, it may be a kick, but this is serious business, and I think we need an independent prosecutor to get.
Well, good. I'm with you, Doug, and I hope it does happen. Hey, Doug, always a pleasure to talk to you, sir. Thank you.
Steve, thank you.
Bye-bye. Doug Schoen, ladies and gentlemen.